Hello everyone, my name is Grant Pearson, here to bring you news and information from the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District office in Waite Park. This week I want to remind farmers of some best management practices to remember before being in a hurry to apply commercial fertilizer, nitrogen fertilizer this fall. Number one, think about when to apply. Soil temperatures can greatly impact the efficiency of fall nitrogen applications. Although nitrifying bacteria are active until the soil freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, their activity is substantially reduced once soil temperatures drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. For this reason, you should direct all fall nitrogen applications by a soil temperature and not by date of year. This guideline applies equally for any acceptable nitrogen source for fall application, including when a nitrification inhibitor is used. In most years, the 50 degree Fahrenheit temperature allows enough time when for nitrogen to be applied before the soil freezes. It makes no sense to increase the risk of nitrogen loss by starting commercial nitrogen fertilizer applications too early. The longer you can wait for temperatures to get lower than 50 degrees Fahrenheit and still get your application done, the better. You can find up-to-date soil temperatures by searching Minnesota Department of Ag 6-inch soil temperatures. Soil temperatures at the 6-inch depth can vary substantially based on soil texture, color, moisture content, and crop residue coverage. The best thing is to test your own temperature for your specific field before applying commercial nitrogen in the fall. Number two, you want to think about what form of nitrogen, commercial nitrogen, you're applying in the fall. For fall anhydrous application is the best source because it remains in ammonium form longer than any other inorganic nitrogen source. A nitrification inhibitor with anhydrous ammonia can help extend the time nitrogen stays in ammonium form. The longer nitrogen is in the ammonium form, the better, because ammonium, unlike nitrate, will not leach or denitrify. And lastly, you want to think about where you're applying your commercial nitrogen fertilizer. Do not fall apply nitrogen to soils with high potential for nitrate leaching in the fall or early spring. This includes sandy soils and shallow soils with gravelly subsurface. Also, avoid soils with very poorly drained conditions, especially where water tends to pond, as the potential for nitrogen loss is large. Also remember, the Minnesota Groundwater Protection Rule is in effect beginning this fall. Part 1 of the Groundwater Protection Rule restricts the application of commercial nitrogen fertilizer in the fall if you farm in an area where vulnerable groundwater is in the vicinity as determined by the presence of coarse textured soils and or fields that are within protected areas around a municipal public well known as a drinking water supply management area with high nitrates. Next, I want to remind those of you who land apply livestock manure in the fall to utilize a tool by the Minnesota Department of Agriculture called the Runoff Risk Advisory Forecast. The Runoff Risk Advisory Forecast, MAP, is based on a National Weather Service model used for flood forecasting. This model takes into account soil moisture, forecast precipitation, and temperatures to predict the likelihood of a 1 to 3 day runoff event. Search online for the Minnesota Department of Ag Runoff Risk Advisory Forecast. Users can then zoom into their area of interest. There are a series of additional statewide forecast maps, including the 6-inch soil temperature map that can also be accessed using the tabs at the top of the Minnesota Runoff Risk Advisory map. Runoff risk ratings range from none, low, moderate, to severe. Use the risk of runoff information along with other factors to determine if there should be spreading on a field or not in the near term. If you need to spread manure without immediate incorporation and a high runoff risk event is in your future, then it is best to spread on flatter fields and fields furthest from surface water and away from conduits to surface water, like surface tile intakes and waterways. Utilizing some of these resources can help make best management practice decisions relating to source, timing, and placement of nutrient sources to help maximize nutrient use efficiency for planned crops. And it also helps to preserve our water quality, which is a win-win for everybody. That's all for this week. Again, my name is Grant Pearson with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District. If you have any questions, please reach out to the Stearns SWCD staff via our website, or you can call or leave a message at 320-251-7800 extension 3. Thank you for listening.